To start with our chord progression, I'm going to add 2 MIDI tracks. The first MIDI track, I add a piano because the piano is the most cleanest instrument, so it's the easiest to hear what is going on. Choose if you want to work in a minor scale or a major scale. When you want to work in a major scale, then choose C major. If you want to work in a minor scale, then choose A minor. C major and A minor are the easiest scales to remember because they only have white keys in them and no black keys. We can easily transpose any minor key to any other minor key, and the same for major keys to major keys. So I'm going to create a MIDI region over here of 4 bars. And then, because I am working in A minor, I'm going to add a A over here. Now I'm going to add a second MIDI track, also with a piano, because it's the easiest to hear what's going on. Add a MIDI region. And now I'm going to make root notes of the chords. So I'm starting here with A. You don't have to start with A, but it makes things a lot easier. And now I'm going to add other notes. We can add a note over here, but that is maybe a little bit boring, so let's add it over here. And remember, I can only use white notes, no black notes. Over here and over here, for example. Let's see how this sounds. Because if you make a mistake, then you will hear that. Because I have the scale note over here, and everything you do over here has to harmonize with the scale note. If it doesn't sound right, it is not right. Let's hear it. Now I'm going to add the second note to the chords. Chords consist of at least 3 notes. And the second note we are going to add is 5 steps above the first note. And when we count that, the first note over here is the first step. So, first step, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Okay, let's do that with the second chord over here. First step, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Over here, the third chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And when you make a mistake, for example, when you drag this one on a black note, you will hear that immediately. And that is the advantage of this scale note over here. And the fourth chord, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Now we're going to add the third note, and the third note has to be in the middle. Where is the middle? Well, the black note in the middle determines that, because we can't use black notes, remember? So the middle is or here, but this one is black, so we have to use this position. Over here, in the middle, it's or here, but this is a black note, so it has to be over here. Again, the middle here or here, but it's a black note, so this one has to be it. And over here, in the middle, here. Now let's hear how this sounds. And remove the scale note. And remember that I said in the beginning we can transpose everything. Well, now we can transpose it to the key we want, and this is why I started on the A, because that makes it a lot easier to see where we want to transpose to. For example, if we want to transpose to a C minor, then I can select everything and move everything up. And then this note has to be on the C. So 1, 2, 3. And now all our chords are in C minor. Now let me show you a cool little trick, because now we're getting a little bit high over here. If something is too high, we can inverse chords, meaning that a C is also a C on a lower octave. So for example, this note over here is maybe a little bit too high. This is a C4, but we can drag it to a C3. And the chords sounds the same, but it's not the same. Let's hear it. And if you think, dude, that is way too complicated for me, isn't there an easier or a simpler way? Yes, there is. I have a chords MIDI pack, and in that MIDI pack I have laid out all the major and minor keys that you have. For example, if you want a C minor chord, then over here in the folder C minor I have all the basic chords over here. Then you can pick a chord. And then I can drag them to the timeline. That was 4 that I liked, 5 and 6 for example. And now I have made a chord progression. But I can make it even easier for you, because in every single folder of every single key, there's also a chord progressions over here. And here are a lot of famous chord progressions. So let's delete this, and now let's preview some. Or this one. I like this one, so I drag and drop it to the timeline. And here we have our chord progression. You can find the MIDI pack over here in the screen, and now we can start to make a melody on top of those chords. If you want to know how, then I would highly suggest to check out the video here on the screen. Thanks for watching, and until next time.